Danielle, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
You are a romance writer.
I am. Yes.
Why romance?
Why not? I mean, really? I think it's mostly because I am a helpless romantic. Perhaps it's also because I'm single and I'm searching for some sort of fictional romance to happen in my life. I don't know, there's just something. I've always been attracted to romance, anything. If there's romance in anything, even if there's a small thread of it, I'm with it. So even if it's in writing or watching movies, or I like that romantic thread, probably because of the helpless romantic in me.
Oh, fun. And you chose to go into the indie realm or route.
Yeah, I did. And I've had an agent before, and I do have one of my titles in with a publishing house. There's just more control in the indie world. There's control over everything. You can control what the cover looks like, you control what the blurb on the back looks like, you control when you release, you control the price, you control everything. If you want to take the book off the market, you can. You want to upload a new version, you can. There's just universal control. And when you're with a publishing house, that control is taken away. No cover say, no pricing say, no nothing. And I want to have a say. That said, I'm not opposed to working with publishers, but I prefer to be the one sort of in control if I can.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would guess and know too that you make more of your royalty. You get to keep more of that when you're doing indie.
There is a bigger royalty. Yeah, there is a bigger royalty. With like Amazon, for instance, it's a 70% royalty. So it's better than, but you also, the indie route, you also have to do everything on your own. All the marketing, everything falls on your shoulders. You have to find the cover designer, you have to find the editor. So there's a lot more responsibility. So there's pros and cons to each. And you just have to figure out what you, if you're looking to write, how much you want to take on, because some people don't want to deal with any of that stuff, and so they go the traditional route because they don't want to hold that. They just want to write the stories. I want my hands in all of it.
Right. Well, good for you. Good for you. Talk to me about specifically your writing process.
Oh, well, I've been writing since I started in 2009, but my first book didn't come out till 3 years later. It took me about 3 years to actually finish the book, mostly because I was in my own way. I kept rewriting the same 3 chapters over and over and over again and hating everything. I was trying to perfect it before I moved on. And I've since learned from the fabulous local Maine author and playwright and memoirist Monica Wood to have that first draft be the magic draft, that everything you put down in that draft is gold. It's perfect. It is just as it's supposed to be. There's plenty of time to edit that later and to tweak that later, but for that first draft, it's all gold. Go forward, don't look back, don't delete, don't edit. And that has been a life changer for me in terms of my process. But sometimes I'll plot the books out, I know what's going to happen, and sometimes it's by the seat of my pants. It just really all depends on the story and how quickly the muse is feeding me the information.
And how do you know when it's finished?
I know when it's finished when I hate reading it. When I cannot look at this book anymore. I know that it is ready to go to somebody else's hands, because I'm going to, if I keep looking at it, I'm going to destroy it. So there's a moment, and I think any writer will know, yeah, we're ready to let this one go.
What advice do you have for budding authors or authors who want to be trying something new?
Right. Well, I'll divert to another Maine great, Stephen King. His advice was write a lot and read a lot. There are no shortcuts. I mean, if you want to be a writer, you got to write and you got to read. And I think a lot of times there's some advice that goes out that if you're a writer, you shouldn't read, like say for instance, I write romance, that I shouldn't read romance because that might give me ideas and I might be copying other people's ideas. And so some people are afraid to read their own genre, but if you're not reading your own genre, then how do you know what type of book to deliver? You might be delivering a book that does not fit your market at all. So I think you have to read your market, but you also have to read other things too. You have to read a lot and write a lot. And that's just all there is to it.
That's great advice. Well, this is a necessarily so short interview with
Yes.
you. We are in the moment of COVID and we can't see each other in person.
No.
So we've done this online, but I want to make sure everyone tuning into this knows where they can find out more about you and your work and your books.
Yes, so I'm on all platforms, Amazon, Smashwords, Apple, anywhere you can find books on the digital market, both in print and in ebooks. You can find me anywhere there. I'm on Facebook. I'm everywhere. So
okay, and your primary website is below. So
yes.
Great. Thank you for joining me today on this
You're
Zoom
very
adventure.
welcome.
I look forward to seeing you in person again soon.
Yes, yes, that would be nice.